Antigua and Barbuda. There was another big cruise ship, not against ours. Could be a German ship. Mindshift.com. So I have got a tour booked, and it was meant to be this morning. Then checking the tickets last night, said it's at 1 PM. And I do prefer it when the tours are in the morning, because then you can relax in the afternoon and do any last minute bits you need. So today I'm going to have to reverse that, explore in the morning, and then be ready by 1 o'clock for the tour. As usual, it seems that we're in a kind of touristy area where they've got all the duty-free shops, tourist shops, diamond shops, extortionate priced t-shirts and shirts. But it looks quite colourful here. So how's the cruise going so far? It's better than the other 2 cruises I've been on, but I still think this will be the last cruise I do, at least for the foreseeable future. I think there are pluses, but minuses obviously not having enough time in each place when it is a larger place, such as St. Lucia and maybe here. Definitely quite a few things that do annoy me with the cruise. I think without a doubt this cruise has got even more elderly people than the previous one, and there's very few young people on board. That shouldn't be an issue. Well, it is when you're on tours and you want to get around places quickly. That can impact it. The other issue is the lifts. So in the middle of the ship there's a few staircases, then it's just lifts. So there's no way to get up and down the ship unless you take the lift. It takes forever to try and get in the lift and then try and get back down. Absolute nightmare. So that's one thing that does annoy me quite a lot. I think the ship is quite poorly designed when they should have staircases in the middle. And the one other thing that annoys me is the rudeness of people. It sounds crazy, but I think so many people on this ship are just so rude, pushing in front of you, making snide comments. We had some nightmare woman on the bus because we were slightly late getting back to the bus because there was a queue and we were trying to buy some souvenirs. It's no fault of our own, really. I don't know if it's an age thing or if it's people that think they're better than other people. I don't know. And that is one of the biggest things I struggle with, especially on this cruise. So I'm now at the St. John's Cathedral. I don't know if I have to pay to get in or if it's free to get in. And I can hear a lot of screaming from inside. So there is actually a service going on, but I can go round the back way through the back door and have a look there. And there is meant to be a better view from the back. Come around the back way, obviously can't go into the cathedral because of the service. But the outside is quite pretty. I'm going to have a walk around the other side, see if there's any different here. B.C. Bird was the first Prime Minister of Antigua, and here's a statue of him with a bird on his head. I've got to say, this is kind of one of my worst nightmares. It is just so busy here at this cruise port because we've got 3 big cruise ships here. R1, American and German, big cruise ships. It's bloody packed everywhere. I tried to look at some of the shops, can't move. People are all over the place, people aren't moving. It's just chaos here. We've got all the locals trying to sell trips to people, trying to offer taxis. Alright, it may not look too busy from here, but the further you go down, absolute chaos down there. I saw this really weird looking bus earlier with a cat on the front. It looks awesome, so it meows as it's driving along. I don't know if it's a tour bus or if it's a typical bus that people get on here, but it looks awesome.
Antigua, right here, right for this party. Show you the beautiful carnival lady.
So we're just about to start our trip. God, it's so loud here. We're just about to start our trip, which will take us to Betis Bridge, Parham, and the Devil's Bridge. So there are 365 beaches in Antigua. I think it's the island that has the most beaches in the Caribbean. So we've headed a bit more west to the town of Palm, and this is St. Peter's Church. That's a mahogany tree. It's been a bit of a palaver because we've been separated onto different buses. I don't know what's going on, but we have reunited now. We're here. So I'm now at Betty's Hope, which was the first sugar plantation on the island. Obviously the Caribbean had so many sugar plantations around where the slaves worked to produce sugar, which we use especially over in the UK, silver spoon, and also to produce rum. And these are the windmills that were used to help process the sugar. The last stop on this tour is Devil's Bridge, which is just in front of me there, and it's a bridge that's made by natural corrosion. I know people have died when they tried to walk across it, but I have seen on YouTube people do walk across it, although it does look quite wet and slippery today. I don't think we're going to be allowed to walk across there, but I was really up for doing so. And the brown stuff you can see in the sea, wow, the brown stuff you can see in the sea is actually seaweed. And yeah, I don't think it looks very safe to walk over that bridge. Various myths about Devil's Bridge. A lot of people believe that if you call out the devil, the waves will come and splash harder against the bridge. People believe that the devil lives underneath the bridge, and if you throw an egg into the waves, the egg will boil. So Antigua was okay. I could have done with a bit more time there to see a few other things. Obviously the way that the whole tour was today wasn't brilliant. It was in the afternoon, not the morning. Part of me wishes I did do the pig thing, swimming with the pigs, which was an excursion outside of P&O, but there was always the risk that I wouldn't make it back on board in time. But I think I could have done that this morning and got back for my afternoon tour if things hadn't changed around. But Antigua was okay. It wasn't quite as amazing as I thought it was going to be, but the tour was interesting, and at least I got to see a fair bit more of the island because of that tour. But around the cruise terminal, it's just duty-free shopping and just being hassled to go to the beach by taxi drivers.